This is your personal invitation to share our imaginations, step into the unknown, don your cloaks and join us for dinner.
What are you doing, Ben?
I am sweeping the floor to get rid of the dust and going to mop it to keep the dust from sort of clogging up the atmosphere.
The idea for the restaurant came about through a bunch of us have been talking about food and
issues around eating locally and seasonal, fresh, healthy food, and the fact that it's often the privilege of the higher earning people to eat that sort of food, especially in restaurants. And also thinking about do you think disused buildings?
Buildings, so basically squatting to put on events like this, and that's really relevant in Bristol. There's a lot of empty properties at the minute.
I think you might need to move, Beth, because it's like right in front of your head. Could you come in a little bit more?
Me?
Could you maybe come the other side of it?
My flatmate's friend's friend runs the student kitchen at the Union. Well, I arrived, and then I cut up peppers, and then I cut up aubergine, and then I cut up potatoes.
Cool.
There's a heck of a lot of food, which I think we can't make or do, but either way. And they managed to get loads of bread as well. So much bread, all that bread free, it's incredible.
Cool.
But you have to pay.
Can I just say, can someone else film now, because my hand's hurting?
Yeah, I don't mind.
And I managed to find 3 email contacts for people who have blogged and reviewed.
A chilled cloak and dinner, posted January 30th, 2010. Friday night dining was an impromptu and hopeful event. I was out with a friend for a quick drink at the Big Chill bar, and on the way there...
Blogs and themselves are like subjective archives.
Yeah.
They're not kind of like documents or photographs, so we need to be kind of aware of using memory as an archive.
But if we are going for the atmosphere.
Okay, what you have to do is, with your napkin, wipe the corner of your wine glass, and apparently it was done snootily, so you've got to wipe the, and do it when I say action, and we'll do it to a couple of takes, and then. Okay, basically, when I say action, you guys have a big embrace towards the camera, so you put your arm around them, yeah, like that, and you sort of look at the camera with your thumbs up. Yeah, so when I say action, you guys go into that pose, okay?
We need to kind of like say whether we're going to go for, wanting to recreate the atmosphere.
We're ushered to a smoking room, artwork lining the walls, and a long red drape across the door, where a gin and...
Okay, so basically, Tom, I'm going to be here, and then you're going to be on the other side. When I say action, you come through the curtain, holding 2 plates in your right hand and 1 in your left. Okay? So sort of poke your head round when you're there, and then I'll say action, and you come through. Okay?
It doesn't necessarily matter how it turns out, because that is surely the point behind the thing, is that it's about the spirit of it.
And that's actually our process as we go along. Like,
it's not worth our time recreating it for 60, but we can do a kind of microcosm.
Yeah, we can.
Yeah, as long as we get the feeling.
And
as lovely as the setting was, the temperature was cold, and I didn't take off my jumper and was tempted to keep my jacket on as well.
So when I say action, you put your jacket back on and look cold. Okay. Okay, Josie. So for this reenactment, it's your back, and you're doing some work, and it's sort of like straight from the back, so it's not too difficult. This one, Emily, you're leaning over a table with a pan in one hand, and I'm at your level. Okay. An empty pan, if you've got one. Do you have an empty pan?
Unfortunately, the pan is full of soup.
And then one of these bookcase thingies for the lounge.
I've got a purple
which sits
one.
on top of a table.
I've got a purple one that no one's used. It's got like 3 levels.
Good, it's close enough.
And it stands on the floor.
Can we go back over some of those points again, just so I can get some different angles on them?
Hello. Good evening. Good evening. Help yourself to drink tea over there. Great, thank you. And then enjoy a seat in the lounge. Thank you. Hi, hello.
We were ushered to a smoking room, artwork lining the walls, and a long red drape across the door, where a gin and tonic and vegan canapé soon appeared. We knocked on the big red doors, were shown in by a man with a gold mask, the dress of the customers and welcomed into the smoking room. There was a charming, gleeful, almost bohemian tone to those involved with the restaurant, while others looked the dining room, again, candlelit, with dark wood panelling on the walls, windows which were framed by temporary red curtains. None desperately wanted to know how they had access to this amazing building. Did they have
As
lights?
lovely as the setting
How were they
was,
making
the temperature
entries?
was cold, and I didn't take off my jumper and was tempted to keep my jacket on as well.
As the woman sitting at the table next to us snobbishly turned her nose up at the table setting and used her napkin to wipe her wine glass, we tucked into the only pudding on offer.
And if you do come along to eat, dress to impress.
The other half of me liked the mystery and the intrigue, the not knowing, the anarchic charm as Bristol culture.
Anarchists believed that human nature was basically cooperative, and cooperate we did.
We're just going to ask people to pay what they can, or pay what they think the meal deserves, or it's a donation-based thing.
Some people like vegging out in front of the TV, but something like this brings people together.
Most restaurants have no soul.
Everyone gives their time freely. I end the night with a heart full of love.